Snow glided down, the forest dark. Sir Womo Diangara's boot crunched on as he walked slowly through the trees. He breathed heavily, and it came out so he could see it, in the frozen air. Snowflakes came to rest on his plate armor, only to be pushed away as he walked through towards his goal. It was a cold night, but Sir Womo was hot, filled with purpose. He was living like they did in the old tales, indeed. He could see a flickering in the distance, a campfire. A blaze where his love, the Duchess Constantia Georgiana Liberadvalopra, lay captive against her and her father's will. It had been only 2 weeks since the vile brigands known as the Bastards of Bellagio accosted the Duchess and her ladies-in-waiting as they rode through his very forest. The messenger gave her father 3 weeks to come up with the ransom, or she would be defiled in the most evil of ways. Womo himself had wanted to run the man through when he said those words, but the fourth son of a minor baron doesn't act without the leave of the duke in his own court. The duke howled, and threw the man out, but called for his treasurers. Womo had fallen in love with Constantia the moment he saw her nearly 5 months ago. She had long flowing yellow hair, a prominent nose, and glowing hazel eyes. Her chin rounded to a perfect point, her teeth flashed easily with her smile, which when Womo caught a glimpse of it, make his entire week. She came up to his shoulder, the perfect height, and her bosom was always perfectly proportioned and heaved when she laughed with her ladies. He longed to kiss her red lips, every single day and night. He imagined at their first kiss she would giggle as his short beard tickled her cheeks, her deep soulful eyes piercing his, calling him to embrace her forever. The very thought now, as he strode through the forest, made his groin armor uncomfortable. Womo tried to go to the Duke a few days after the messenger, to organize a rescue. The old chamberlain, Sir Douglas Fir, stopped him and scolded him for his impertinence. The Duke doesn't need a wet behind-the-ears dust knight to tell him that he needs to rescue his daughter. The chastisement still burned Womo. He wasn't a dust knight, a landless ruffian who often traveled from castle to castle offering their sword. His father held Zollen, their ancestral home. He was always welcome there, but unless a great tragedy happened, would never hold it. He left to find his own fortune. It was that or the church if he wanted to amount to anything in this world. He couldn't see himself spending all that time reading, so his father had Smilist craft him a sword. It was a tough, durable blade, without adornments. A brass hilt separated the blade from the grip, which had a small piece of citron set in the pommel. He hadn't named it until he reached the Duke's castle, and then it became Constantia. He hadn't asked the Duchess what she thought of having a sword named in her honor, as that would wreck